Alright, well, let's just get this stream sorted. Alright, what shall we... I'm going to go to the MX5 first at Brands Hatch and have a little go with that car in a minute. I'm just doing something on my channel now, just making sure something's on. Come on, computer. Right. How do we... I'm not even sure what I'm doing here now. There you go. Okay, so... I've saved that. It's already on. So, right. Just got to test. Just let me know if the chat's too loud or if it's okay. I'll load up the car in a minute. I need to test it when the car's running as well, really. But okay, let me just get into the chat on this so I can actually type on the keyboard. Right, I'm on. Let's move that pad. Okay, I didn't write anything on my description because I don't know whether I'm allowed to, but I've got the boost mode activated on my PS4 Pro. It's a new feature for the beta firmware that's coming soon, so the frame rate's much smoother. If you're racing, say I'm racing 16 cars in a single race now, it's miles smoother. It's, games like Project Cars as well. I tried 45 cars, Thunderstorm, and there was no drop in frame rate really. It just stayed stable at 60, so it's much better now. The screen tearing's noticeably better as well, even though it wasn't too bad anyway. But it's noticeably better now. But we'll start this and have a little test drive of. We'll go on to. I can hear myself talking on this bloody laptop. Let me turn the volume down on that. Right. So we're going to do this because this is online. I know what time I need to be getting. I jumped on and seen a few people getting 1 minute 43s. So I think I've got a few changes done to the setup, but we're going to just go out with the base setup first. What you get given when you start it. Do a few laps, see what it drives like, and then we'll go back and we'll do some changes, etc., and see what we can do with this. I've only done one lap, was it 1 or 2 laps with this car so far on the track, so I'm not 100% up to speed yet, but I want to do some different cars because GT3 cars, great, but I want to try and do some other cars. I might even go online in a bit as well. We'll do some racing if we can find the lobby that I want to go in. So let's see, right, we want that like that, and we want to take tyre blankets off because online you don't get the tyre blankets. It's important with this car because hard tyres, they start cold. You're not going to get them to the point where all the tyres are at a good temperature, so there's no point trying to start doing a setup when you've got the tyre blankets on. That's just a good thing to always make sure you're doing on the PS4. On PC, doesn't really matter because obviously most of the lobbies have got them on anyway, the blankets, but on PS4 they're all off. Right, let's have a little drive this. I remember this being a good car anyway, and I've done. close because I don't know what the sound's going to be like. If you can let me know if you can hear me okay in the chat, just so I know that it's like not going to be distorted with the engine sound. That'd be great. Right, so we're going to go out with it like that, the standard setup anyway. We're not going to change anything, just see what it looks like. Take that traction off. Maybe want the tyre temps on. To PS4 etc. and Xbox, it's never gonna happen that. Leaderboards can go cross, but not online. Right, so we're just gonna take it easy on our outlap. Try and get some heat in the tyres first. Tyres are still struggling with the grip. Let's just make sure we got ABS on. ABS is on. You want that on with this car, especially with the tyre temps and the fact that it's hard tyres on there. A lot of fuel as well. We should have really lowered that, but it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just see what the base setup's like, how it drives, and then we'll do some changes. I say base setup, I mean default setup by that. Clip the curve a bit then. Quite good pulling first gear, this car. Just gotta be careful on that curve where you throw it like that. Okay, so we've got one side of the car, the temperatures are starting to go up a bit. It's just the right hand side, we need to get a bit more heat in that. It's going to be hard on this track though to get the right hand temperatures up. Handles really nice, this car. Surprising how well this car actually handles. I think it's because they're obviously slick tyres on it. You've got hardly any power. So this was just a pretty crap lap, to be honest. Let's see what it gets. So we're over the line at 144.0. Not really that great, but got the power quite nicely. Actually seems to handle really well. Stock, totally default, this car. With the fact that there's not much aero you can do to it, there's probably not a great deal you can do other than making it a bit more drivable, but it seems to handle really well anyway. You will find that with some cars they just handle pretty decent default. Could have gone round faster there, but chucked it in quite nice through that corner. A little bit loose, tried to throw it in a bit too fast, but we got away with it. Okay, so we're nearly in the 142s with the default setup, so try and push it a bit harder. Pushed it too hard. It's just that right hand side, but not really. There's not really much you can do about them temperatures without upsetting the balance of the car. Maybe it feels like it just rides the curbs really well, so I'd possibly think about lowering it down quite a bit. It's definitely, with default it looks like, judging by the delta, we should be in the 42s with default anyway. Should have really went into 5th gear so I could get the chuck the corner into that corner better then. Pushed it a bit too hard there. So try one more lap and then we'll see if we can just make some little changes to the car. It actually feels really nice, default, to be fair though. I don't think you're going to gain too much time with this setup. I think a lot of it's going to be just getting a little bit more feel from the car. Didn't get on the power right then, but got that bend much better that time. Oh, on the grass. I've gone in far too early to that corner. Lose out massively down this straight now. Should have took a wider line than that. Don't know why I did that. Try and skim that curb. Yeah, you can really get on the curb and attack the corners with this car. Let's try and do it here as well. That was close. Pushing it. Nice exit. A nice exit from there. Went in a little bit slower and got a cleaner exit. Okay, so we're in the 42s with the default setup, so that was a reasonable lap. Could have been a little bit faster, but at least we know we got a benchmark, but genuinely don't think we're going to gain too much time from this car. I'm going to press escape then, thinking I was on the PC. Right, let's just make sure this went on Twitter okay. Right, we'll go back to the pits and have a little so right, first thing, we obviously don't want that much fuel. I think the race when you go to Brands actually is only 5 laps, so we'll just put 12 in for now. I think that'll be plenty, probably more than that, we won't need that. probably only going to use it 1 and a bit a lap, so just put 10 in for now, see what it's like. So you can only change your dampers and your suspension. There's nothing else you can change on it, so there's not going to be a massive amount of time, but you need these tyre. The left hand side actually wasn't too bad for tyre temps, but maybe go down 1 click. I'm going to go down to 23, 24, 23, just for that right hand side. Try and see if we can get a tiniest bit more heat in that side of the car. Sometimes getting more heat in doesn't actually give you much lap time. Felt reasonably nice on the power actually coming out of that corner. So maybe give it a little bit more turning and a little bit more grip at the rear when we go in mid corner. What else can we check here? Don't want to do too drastic changes. I'm only doing very tiny changes now. See, felt safe at the back, so I'll try knocking that down just a touch. Give the front a little bit more grip as well. We will go lower. Let's see what we'll go to 5 so far. I have a feeling this car is going to be able to pretty much go to the floor. Just didn't seem affected by anything then. It's the Mazda MX5 Cup. It's basically an MX5 but with slick tyres on it. It's actually quite a fun car to drive. I think it might have been on the Japanese pack when that came out. So obviously you'd need to buy the Japanese pack if you haven't got that. But it seems quite a popular car online from what I've seen. Fair few people are using it, so let's have a little look at where's. I don't need the pad, do I? Right, springs. They're set pretty. I'm not too sure if we're going to go max on the springs because it felt nice. It didn't feel to be. I didn't really feel like it needed changing much there. What does it go? Yes, it goes right up if you change it. Oh, this is annoying. This is another bug on the game, look. I can't get back to the value that I was before. Either 49 or 56, even though I was on 51 before. It just needs sorting out this. Every time I bloody come on the game they find something different. We'll have to go to 56 now. I didn't really want to go to 56. I wanted 52 on, but that's frustrating. So we'll go stiffer on the back, but leave the... Now, I've ruined the rear now. You can't go back to 92. It doesn't let us. 90 won't be too bad actually, might give us a bit more grip on the rear. Roll bar wasn't really getting affected by the curb, so 3 might be okay. I don't want 4. 3 should be sound, should be alright. Right, bump stop, let's have a little, not bump stop, the slow bump, let's up the slow bump slightly. 5's default. I shouldn't really do this all at once where I change more than one thing, just so you know. I kind of know what to do on Assetto Corsa now with stuff, and if it doesn't work I'll know that just to knock it back again. We'll just go slight changes. I'll see, I want the rebounds higher than that. We'll just go up 2 on the rebounds and we'll equal it off at the rear. Just see how this drives now. The default setup actually felt really nice then. It might be a bit risky at the rear now, I'm not too sure. Need to see what it feels like. That traction on, make sure it's off again. We should be able to see it on the 41s, I would think, easily, once we're used to the car and the track. I've hardly driven this track on this game, although it is one of my better tracks. For anyone that watched the Ginetta X, I actually came second overall from pretty much all the fastest people on project cars. As a spin now. That's going to damage it, isn't it? We'll go back. That's because I was talking that. Right, let's start again. Yeah, it's one of me. It's actually one of my better tracks. I came second on the Ginetta X on here. I actually qualified third, although I didn't get a good lap in really. But, got into the lead at one point, and then I messed up the wait, it'll be turn 4. This car is so... One thing with this car is when you downshift it, you have to be a bit careful, make sure you're blipping the throttle on downshift. So if you have a little look on the bar with the pedal pressures I'm putting in, you'll see when I'm downshifting, I'm just blipping the accelerator every time. It just helps steady the car a bit. Yeah, it was that corner that I messed up in the Ginetta X on Project Cars, and it lost me the lead. It was a big gutted, but still came second in that race and third overall, so it wasn't too bad. The setup is too much with this car. I mean, it feels a little bit more positive at the front end, which should be good sometimes, but it might cause the back end to go a bit loose. We've got to be careful with this car, because if the back end's going to go loose coming out of a corner, you're going to lose a lot of time. It's just not got the power to deal with it. Definitely go through there, probably I don't know, felt a little bit more grippy now. Let's see. Probably take a bit to get used to this setup now. Didn't go into it fast enough. Annoying you can't do anything with the diff on this car because you can feel it restricting it. Oh, we lost a lot of time there. Just gotta wait for these tyres to build up some temperature again. To feather the throttle a bit through there then. Although it's got a more positive front end, it feels a little bit risky like sometimes. Might just take a bit of getting used to. Let's see what it's like in a minute. Obviously the tyres aren't really up to temperature yet, so we'll just give it a few laps. A second behind that one. Let's just see. Oh, we braked well too late into that. Okay, so we're not going to do it on this lap. It's annoying that I couldn't have the suspension stiffness how I had it before, because that felt the best in terms of suspension. So that was a a bit better on the exit of that corner. See I'm gaining on the delta now on the top left. I didn't change gear there. That's talking. So the default setup at the moment, not sure if the default is pretty much going to be perfect. Might just need a few changes to the tyre pressures. We definitely carried more speed, but we're going to lose it now. Yeah, it's a bit too loose on the rear. I want that stiffness back from that I had on the default. So what I might do is let's reset the setup. So this is what we ran before. See, with the springs now, that's the springs I wanted really for. So what we'll do is let's just try lowering it down, giving ourselves a bit more grip. We won't do anything major to the setup. Let's just lower all the tyre pressures by 2. And front end had good grip before anyway. The rear was okay. I'm just trying to. I want to get more speed out of the car, but if it's not as secure on the rear, then it might be best leaving the toes. Yeah, roll bars were fine like that before. Might have been because I went too aggressive on the bump stops with that last one. It might have been a bit too on the slow bump. Sorry, I keep saying bump stop, but I mean slow bump. Might have went too far on it. No, not Logitech, no. T500 RS. Right, should I go up or... I want more turning so I can carry more speed through the corners, but I don't want it to lose the grip, so we'll just go up by 1 click on these and then leave it at that. I'm going to try it again. Let's just go back a minute. I need the fuel. I don't need that much. Let's just put that in. The default pretty good on this car. There's not really much need to change much on it. God, it struggles to get up that hill, this car. I've actually got quite a good hot lap from the Red Bull ring to load up to my channel soon as well. With the 488 GT3 I managed to hit a 1 minute 29.1 yesterday with it, so looking forward to giving you that giving everyone that video and letting you guys watch that. It was a really nice lap. It was close to being perfect. There was just about 2 places where I reckon I could have gained a tenth or so. So I think a 1 minute 28.9 is possible now in the 488 GT3 at the Red Bull ring. Although the setup was, I lowered the downforce on that 488 GT3 for qualifying to 0.4, and it just instantly felt faster. A little bit looser and a little bit more aggressive, but for the race I'd probably still keep it on 0.5. See what this feels like now. Trying to get me braking spot for that corner. Keep going too far every time. Nice exit there this time. Clip that curve. A little bit too tight in on that corner, but it was better than what we did on the other lap, so this looks already a bit better because the tyres aren't up to temperature. We're nearly level with the lap already. Yeah, we're carrying a bit more, with the lower ride height we're able to carry a bit more speed now. A little bit late, try and get the rotation down, get on the power. Not perfect, but yeah, this has already got more potential. I can see already. I'm not driving that great, and I'm see the potential already from just altering that ride height. Just gotta try and get a smooth last few corners. Didn't get the apex, knew it, missed it. Oh, you can see we were three temps up already on that. Just so the ride height is much better on level 4, so I mean ride height 5, so what we'll do is, I know that's going to be an improvement, so I'll go back, I'm going to try slamming it now to the floor and seeing what it's like. What's this? Dull? They're not, the graphics are really good on the game. Graphics are brilliant. They're not going to be amazing, but it's the physics on this game that's important. This is a simulation game, so it's more about the physics really, and I don't think there's a better game in terms of physics than Assetto Corsa. Right, let's just try going down to, well, actually, you know what, we'll go all the way to 0 and see how it reacts. It might be a bit risky over some of the bumps on turn 1. It might kick us out a bit, but we'll see if it gives us a bit more speed. Yeah, this is PS4, this one. I've got the boost mode activated though from the beta, so it should be running. It'll be running smoother than the standard PS4 now, and it doesn't do anything for the graphics, but it just makes the frame rate smoother. I've got it on the PC as well. I haven't got a camera for my PC yet, so once I get the camera sorted, I'll stream a lot more on that as well. See what second gear is like here. Yeah, second gear is a bit risky, I wouldn't even touch that. Let's get some heat in the tyres. So I'm thinking we should be looking at, with like if I did a proper setup with this car, where I spent a lot of time, I would probably look at getting a 41, 1 minute 41, something on this. That corner seems to be a little bit, with it lower, it doesn't seem to get as much rotation at the rear. Might just have to try and turn in a bit earlier. See that? You've got to be careful on the curbs with that lower ride height. Might have been me being a bit aggressive then, like, but try it again. The default, to be honest, just feels a lot more consistent than the others, than lowering it, but I'm not sure what to do with this car. It's not like the GT3 cars that, you know, you can be a lot more aggressive with because they've got the power. They've got like 500 horsepower to power the car through corners. This has got about 130 brake horsepower, I think. It's not a car I'm used to either. Let's try and get some exit on that. Nah, it's a bit better, but no. Should be able to gain a bit on this corner up here now though. Actually felt quite nice on that corner this time, yeah, so I'm gaining quite a bit on the delta now. We should be maybe a 10 foot by the end of the straight, I don't know. It wouldn't be a 10 foot, it would be about half a 10. See, that's the only thing, the bumps are affecting the car a bit more now. See, I'm having to correct it with oversteer where I wasn't before. The oversteer's kicking in a bit more. It's just going to understeer wide now. Yeah, I think 5.5 will be a nice compromise with that ride height. Bogging down too much with it running too low to the ground. I think 5.5 would be a nice compromise with that ride height. So we can literally change. Let's go a little bit less aggressive on that front. Keep the rear at it just for the road. Do you know what? Let's just try go back to. I can't even remember what the default was on that. Leave it at that and see what that's like. Let's just double check. Right, so the rebound. Front there, harm or stable on this. So yeah, we got. Really need. We've got 5.566 on that. That's the default, isn't it? I still have to read this every time I'm doing it just to make sure. So adjust. We don't really need slow. We've got one slow corner on this track really, and that's really irrelevant. That. Let's leave that. Don't want to go high on that really because there's no slow. There's only one slow corner. Let's just go a little bit more aggressive with these. Get a bit more heat in these tyres. Let's just see what that's like. It might give us a bit more grip at the rear now. Yeah, controller is. I don't play on the controller, so I don't really know. I've played on other games on the controller, but not since I've got a wheel. The only time I played on the pad was when Drive Club came out and there was no wheels out. But as soon as I got this, I just stuck to the wheel, wouldn't touch the pad. The MX5 Cup, it's from the Japanese pack. I'm going to go on a different car in a minute. I'm just going to test drive now. The camber's out, and then I'm going to go to. Probably I might go to Nurburgring GP. I'm just trying to do tracks I haven't really done much on, so it's taking me a bit of time to get back used to it, and cars that I've not driven. Might try a GT3 car on the Nurburg, but one that I've not really driven in for a while. I haven't even been in the 650S for a while. I might try that round the Nurburgring and get a setup for that. Start getting a base done for it. Let's just try this out anyway. Good thing with the 650S is I just pretty much load me Spa setup on every time and then just alter it from that. GT Sport. I'm not even gonna comment. It won't be anything. It's not going to be good because the physics are so crap. They haven't got physics in GT Sport. It might look pretty, but I'm not really worried about it. I'll play it, and I will get it. But I'm more interested in Project Cars 2 than I am GT Sport. GT Sport's been in development for how long, and they still can't get in full weather systems and everything on day one, and it's already been delayed. I mean, I'm not really that worried about GT Sport. It might turn out to be a good game. I don't really know, but I'm not really looking forward to it, if I'm honest. The problem with GT Sport is games like Assetto Corsa have come out now with amazing physics. GT Sport's going to come out and it's just going to look dated. Graphically it might look good, but in terms of physics it's going to look dated. I mean, I know that one of me esports team, one of the guys has played it, and even he said the suspension after, like, obviously he said it's an okay game, but after playing games like Assetto Corsa and Project Cars, the suspension physics are just not there, and it's something I can't see them being able to change massively because the base of the game's been sorted now. Just have to see what happens when it comes out. I'll get it and just go in with a clear mind and see what it's like. Okay, so this 5.5 feels much better now. Also got a bit more grip for turning. Got on the power well, really late then. Should have got on the power much faster than that. See how we're losing time with the Delta. Now that rear, because the cameras are a little bit higher on the rear, it's giving me a little bit of understeer going into that corner then. Might also be because the tyres aren't fully up to temperature yet, so just give it a few laps again. I really find it hard to like drive and talk. I'm the type of person that literally I have to be just concentrating and driving. So when I'm making mistakes, it's probably because I'm just talking so much. Let's just chuck it in here now. 4th gear, accelerate for it, see. Oh, no. It's the cambers again. So far, the default setup just feels the safest. I felt like I could just carry on driving that constantly into the 42s, probably low 40, mid to late 42s. I think maybe just use it. What I might try is just the default setup with 5.5 on the ride height. It might be the fastest way. We'll keep going because the tyres are still cold, so the grip's not fully there yet. I need to just concentrate without talking for a bit as well. I'm just going to try and concentrate a bit. That was going to be a fast lap then. Just tried to throw it in too hard. So if I concentrate, I can get good laps in, that's the thing. That's going to hold it. Yeah, we'll go back to the pits. See, if as soon as I start talking again, it just goes to pop. I have to concentrate, me. Right. That actually felt okay. That I think that if I was obviously concentrating, we'd be getting into the 40, maybe low 41s. As soon as I start talking, I crash though. That's the only thing. If I concentrate, like I say, if I'm just going to concentrate, I know I can drive alright. That's why whenever I do any sort of online racing, I've got the mic off and I'm just concentrating. I can't have people talking to me or chatting. I'll just drive awful. Drift? No, I'm not a drifter. I'm not into drifting, if I'm honest. ABS, it's just the. Let me just find out on my wheel because I've not got ABS cycle is I have. It's a circle button, so that's on profile 2 though because I use profile 2. If you want to know what any of the controls, I always just press triangle when you're in the menu there. It brings up all the buttons there. So I had to do it because I wanted to vote to kick someone because they were just literally driving around the track the wrong way. So I never worked it out until I saw that. You just press like left on the arrow and it does it. So right, let's just save this as a space. I'm not really too worried about it. We're going to go something a bit faster and what I'm a bit more used to. I've already got let's just overwrite that one actually. Save. Yeah, preset 2. I have to for my wheel because there's no preset for my wheel. It's a bit stupid, but right. Do you know what we'll do actually? Let's just have a little look. Come on, servers. It'll probably be slow as anything, won't it? Because I'm streaming. I don't know if downstairs we've got the internet on as well. Probably streaming something downstairs. GT3. That's full. Let's just see something. It's completely full. Oh, it's started. No, I was seeing if there was going to be a lobby for that MX5 Cup. There's one there, but it's already started the race, so you can't go into that one. Yeah, that's normally very low pings when I go online. When I see the pings for lobbies, they're normally all below 60 to 70. So you get the odd one that's probably based, maybe it's more like USA or something like that, or them type of ways that are going to be over that. But most of the servers, obviously, if there's any servers in UK, France, Germany, they're always going to be pretty low pings. You know, anything that really annoys me about this online is the variety in the tracks and that. I mean, I know they have to keep it quite simple because otherwise there'd be no one in different lobbies, but I change it, the ABS, because like it depends on the track as well. I know on Monza I always go a little bit lower, like level 2 or 3 or level 2, like whereas Red Bull Ring sometimes 3 or 4. It just depends. This is the lower the value. So 1 is maximum ABS. That's going to give you 4 stopping, and 8 is weaker. 8's going to be like so it's gonna like judder more. It's gonna keep like stopping and starting because it's nearly off. So if you run it like 4 or 5 on some tracks, it'll give you a better turning if you've got rear bias because it'll be a bit quicker reacting on the brakes. So it's just a compromise you have to take for different tracks, really. But I normally keep it reasonably low, between 2, 3, and 4. I don't really go above that. Obviously, if the car hasn't got ABS, then you can't have it on. But let's just see if it loads any different ones up. God, I'm shattered. 2 minutes left to qualifying. It's a full lobby. I did start doing a setup with the Lamborghini at Monza, but I haven't finished it. It felt a little bit slow to what it should be compared to the Porsche car that I drove on the PC. The servers are rubbish. There's literally nothing on. So we'll go to Nurburgring, and we'll go to where are you, Nurburgring? We'll go to the GT layout because that's the layout for the online lobby. I wish it was a GP track that was on. I much prefer the GP layout to the GT one, but and we'll go. I haven't driven the 650S for ages. Let's see what it's like around here. So we want yeah, tyre, right, we want mechanical on, yeah, tyres on, tyre blankets off, that's basically on online settings. I need to do a setup for this round, the Red Bull Ring still as well. I just feel like that's all I'm doing at the moment is Red Bull Ring. Because it's pretty much the only lobby that's active on the game. Okay, is this... My screen had frozen on the PC. I was just checking it's still active now. Let's have a little look. Move that over, make sure it's still going. So let's load we've got us right, we need that one, don't we? Which one was it? I don't know which one it is now. Patch 10 217.879. Let me load that up and see what it's like. I'll be able to tell. I think that might be a different one. So just go back to that. Why does it do this? Go to the track I want. Why does it go to a different track? Right, yeah, I think that's the one with the brake bias on 70. And the coast tyre. Right, so drivetrain, we don't want it on that high because this track isn't as... It's not as fast top speed. Let's just see what that's like with the game. We'll just try this out and see how it drives, and then I'll alter it. Let's just put some fuel in the car while I run out after like 2 laps. So I have hardly driven on this track, so I think I've done... Last time I drove this track was on the PC, doing the GT special event, the GT1 Porsche, and I haven't driven this actual car for ages. So first we want to turn that traction control to the weakest setting. So let's just wait for the tyres to complete it. I don't know if I put the soft tyres on then. I'm hoping they'll be on. Yeah, they're on. It says there in the bottom left. feels like this will be quite a nice car around this track. Just going to need some altering on the setup, I think. Maybe a little bit higher so we can take some of the curbs a bit better. Yeah, it's got a little bit of understeer, so we're going to probably have to add a little bit of front downforce to the setup. Maybe a click of rear. Struggling on the brakes. Feels a little bit stiff for this track as well. Let's just see what it's like. Oh, it's a bit late on the brakes, need a bit more downforce. Yeah, it's just understeering a lot. Let's just turn it off. Let's see what it's like with the traction control off. Some tracks have more grip than others, so you've always got to give it a go. Might help with some of the understeer I'm getting. See, we're not pushing the braking really anymore at the moment, we're just driving it nice and easy, not pushing at all. Not really used to the track. Brake bias. Might be better with a bit more rearwards brake bias than that. That was a bit of a crap lap anyway, but braking a little bit early this time. Right, stop it from understeering. So the traction control off actually feels quite drivable on this track. Gear, chuck it in a bit, back down to third, felt the understeer kicking in. Short shift it in third as well, come out there. Trying to get a bit of a rhythm going now. Feels a bit better for this car. Just a bit of understeer again on the brakes. I would guess that you're going to need to be in the mid to low 55s at least around there would be my guess. Corner so good if you get it right. Then a little short shift to stop that wheel spin. Yeah, so we're in the 56s already. It wasn't really a great lap. push the braking a little bit harder. It's gonna, we pushed it a little bit too hard, but managed to get it back up reasonably okay. Just feels a little bit too stiff for this track. It's not that bad though. Might need to just change a few things. To be quick then, I nearly lost the back end. The stream's failed, hasn't it? Has it done it again? I don't know if my laptop's knackered. Just Does this stream keep pausing for you guys? It's just pausing every time on my laptop. I need to know if it's still going on the actual console. Someone just let me know, because it's just pausing every time on the laptop. I don't know if it's annoying this. I don't know if it's the internet. Just just keeps pausing. Frustrating. See if it's anyone on here. If you could, if it is still working, just let me know in the comments. Just type anything you want to type, just so I can just see if it's still working, because I've got a feeling the stream's gone down. Okay, it's fine for you. Just checking, because on my laptop it's just completely it keeps freezing. I didn't want to carry on driving if there's no one there. It's okay, right. So it must be let me just try, I'll try reloading the stream from here. I'll go back to my channel and have a little look. I'll reload it and see if it helps. Might bring it back up. Right, okay, so it's there now. Keeps freezing though, but as long as the chat works, that should be alright. Okay, so let's just go back on the pits with that. It was driving reasonably well, but I think we might want to put the good sound brake bias down to 69 for that. It was just on that one corner, it was just seemed to be braking in a straight line when I wanted it to turn in. But what we're going to do is we're going to try 1.7. Need a little bit more downforce on this track with the way, obviously the corners, some slow corners where you want the grip and the cornering ability. But what I'll do as well, that won't be helping me front end out. Let's just go up a bit on that. It's an unusual setup with this car because the way it drives, it's just. I always find if I go too high up on stuff, it just starts sliding around. Let's just try that and see what that's like, because just that little bit of change with the aero and the brakes might be quite nice. Nice cold tyres again. I do like doing it though with cold tyres, because when you're online, we've all got to drive with the cold tyres, so there's no point putting the blankets on when I'm trying to set up the car. I've got I had a pretty good race on, well, not good for it was a bit boring in terms of the race, but on the Red Bull, I'm going to upload it because I just decided to try and basically max out every lap I could on the with the Ferrari 488 GT3 in an online race, and I think we did every lap from, like, obviously the first lap you couldn't get a 1:29, but after that every lap was a 1:29, and we hit a 1:29.4 in the race. When I mean I was driving 95%, I wasn't pushing 100%. I think I made 1 or 2 mistakes in the whole race. I was just in the zone driving, like pretty much flat out. Right, so it's starting to get a bit of temperature in the tyres now, so we can start pushing a little bit harder. I didn't look at the tyre pressures today. I need to keep an eye on them to make sure that no tyres are overheating, or this setup had tyre pressures from Spa where you can get quite high temperatures. I'm guessing this track will be pretty similar though for the tyres, because it's got quite a lot of corners where the tyre temps are going to build. So we can see if we can push the braking now. We should be able to push a bit harder with the brakes with this aero. Yeah, we can push much harder through there. Didn't really get the line right, but definitely push harder. Still getting a horrible bit of understeer there. Actually feels like the differential's slightly wrong for this track. It's strange, I pretty much always have the differential on the lowest setting. Maybe might be worth upping it and running the traction control on the weakest setting. Too early then, but let's go wide here and use some of that curb. Oh, pushed in too hard. Got away with it. Definitely feels nicer, but this just feels a little bit too stiff. I'm not sure if it's because I haven't driven this car for quite a while. Might just be getting used to it again, because I've been driving the 488 and the Lamborghini a fair bit. That curb, you gotta be careful that curb on the right, on the left hand side. Let's just change this ABS as well. See if we can get a bit better stopping distances. Got a bit more rotation now with that brake change. Just doesn't want to put the power on that corner, and it's struggling to turn in here, but I run a bit wide there, but everyone does that pretty much. That was the front end with the aero that causing me to get a bit too much grip on the front. Maybe up the ride height slightly as well. Still struggling to get the turn in on braking. Missed the apex completely. Still needs some changes to this setup, definitely. Let's leave it in second gear and just... Oh, nasty. Let's see what's the 26. Let's just change this a bit to give us more grip, because I feel like it's got to be traction control off. But where's my tyre pressures? Yeah, see, I don't think we need them that high for this track. Let's go down a bit. It's frustrating the way it's doing that on the rear. Let's just go. Let's leave them on 5. Right, let's try and give a little bit more anti-roll bar to the rear. Just understeering a bit. Shouldn't need massive changes because the spar setup's pretty good, but spar's quite a fast flowing track. This is not so. Let's just try going up. Oh, sod off. What's it doing? Alright. Let's just raise it up by 2 clicks on the front and rear. See what might help out a bit. It felt a little bit too low, really. Starting to realise that if you find the right ride height on these tracks, it really does help a lot. Especially with the consistency and stuff. I don't really know why I've never bothered doing this track on this game. I used to love it, like Project Cars I liked it but never raced it. The F1 games on the old F1, like F1 10, 11, not 10, it was on 11 and 13, it was one of my better tracks. Feels now already like getting a lot more turning with the lower tyre pressures, so I think this should be a bit better once we get a lap together. Just got to be careful they don't go too high with the pressures. If they start going a little bit hot, we'll have to add a little bit of tyre pressure to them. Take a wide line so we can get a nice clean exit to start the lap. Just before that second board up there. See if we can get a bit more grip. Yeah, there's a lot more grip through there now. Get a better line now through there with these pressures changed. I can really feel I can get on the power so much sooner now with just that little change with the tyre pressures. I went in a bit hot there. Gotta be careful with that traction control off. Bit better through there now as well. We can get on the power much faster than what I could before. I'll come and see you in a minute, Emmy. Emmy, stop talking to me like that. Right, 1 second. I'll be back on in a minute. Alright. It's PS4, yeah. A Spa 217s. I think, yeah, I only did a base setup for the 488, the 488, and that, I think on a hot lap it did 217s, and in the race, with just the base setup it did 218.0 and just low 18s. But if you really do nail a lap, it should be probably low 17s. Yeah, PS4 Pro makes no difference in the graphics though on Assetto Corsa. It's not going to visually make any difference to the game. The only thing that it will do now, because I'm on the beta, is I've got the boost mode activated on my PS4 Pro now, which basically enables the other half of the PS4 Pro that was disabled on older games. So like Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, you now get the advantages on the frame rate. So you can you're gonna hit like 60 frames per second more consistently now on Assetto Corsa, a lot more than before. And Project Cars massively smoother. I tried that out the other day. So, but obviously you won't get that on the standard PS4. I've done 217 on that my hot lap was a 217 with the Ferrari 480, but it wasn't perfect. I think I did a 218.0 when I was just in an online race with not the best grip. So you will be able to get a late 16, early 17, but it just depends on the track grip. It's all down to track grip, really. It's just it varies so much with this game, because like you can go in one lobby and you'll be hitting like 18.8 round spa, and then you go in another lobby and you're in the 17s. Just a lot. It just varies quite a bit. I know that the McLaren can get in the 17s at Spa. The Lamborghini probably can as well. What else could probably get 17s? Well, the 480 GT3 obviously. Not tried many other cars there. I know the Z4 done an 18.2, but I didn't really like that. I wasn't keen on that car there. I had to drive it pretty hard to get like a low 18. Right. Just have a little don't even know where I am on the track here now. Right, let's just try and see if this setup was seeing if it was on an alright lap then until she came up, keep booting off. Right. Let's try and start again. car just went. Yeah, Lamborghini should be able to hit a 217 possibly. It'd probably be more consistently mid to like mid 18s to it, maybe late 18s, but it's a funny car. You have to do quite a lot of work with it and really push it hard, the Lamborghini. I know I've just started doing some setup work on Monza with it, and I'm on a 148.6 so far, but I know that I should be able to get into the 47s with it. It's just it's just a hard car to get the setup right. This is a bend that's causing me a bit of... I can ride over that curb a bit better now that I've got the ride height a bit higher. Start this lap a bit. Should have stayed in second for a bit longer then. Oh, nah. Trying to get too aggressive on the accelerator. Let's just go back to how we run some of the oldest this with the weakest traction control on. I can then just dial in some front end grip with the setup there. So as soon as I put that traction control on, I'm just getting understeer. Seems a little bit understeery now. Maybe, do you know what, I'm just going to turn it off and just be a bit more cautious on them slower corners. Doesn't feel nice with that traction control on. What am I doing? Tight, that line. past the apex. Got away with it just about, but should have been a bit faster. Better, but should be getting this in the 55s easily, really. When the car's at a hard angle like that with no traction control, and you've got to be so careful putting the power down. It's going to be a hard one. I don't know whether it may be better running the setup with 15 and then the traction control on 0. On this game, on Assetto, probably the 488, the 488 GT3, 100%, because it's just easy to drive and consistent on every track, and it's in the race. It's just the easiest car to drive. The Porsche that's come in on DLC3 on the PC, obviously it's out. That's a good car as well, but it's a bit harder to be consistent with. 488 GT3 easily, the Ferrari. Other cars. McLaren 650S, again this is an easy car once you get it set up right for a track. Other cars, Z4 it can be easy to drive, but it's just not got the pace. Z4, Lamborghini is fast, but it's hard to, it takes a lot more work on the setup, I'd say. You're probably best going with I would go with the 488 GT3 every day. It's just so easy to drive. It can run reasonably low downforce. Even on Monza, you're probably gonna be okay because you can just take so much speed through the corners. I don't think you'd have trouble if it's fast on the Red Bull Ring, and it's also fast like pretty much at Spa and other tracks. It's slower tracks as well. It's fast on, so that's the car I would pick. That's from next week. I wouldn't go with the Nissan. Nissan's okay, but I wouldn't go that for a league. It's just a bit. It's okay, but it's not the best GT3 car, I would say. The 488. If you've got someone fast in the 488, on an average through most tracks, they're gonna probably win if they're good, because it's just easy. It's just so easy to drive. Well, I find it easy anyway. It's very similar to the 650S, but the 650S is just a little bit different. You just got to find a bit of a balance with the traction control with the 650S. Whereas with the Ferrari, you just run it on the weakest setting all the time, and it just drives perfect. Can't think of any. The AMG Mercedes as well is quite a good car, but again, you've just got to get this setup work done on it. On the Red Bull Ring, that could probably match the Ferrari. Yeah, I'd go the 488, mate. 488 is just a piece of piss to drive. It just doesn't take any effort. You just, you like the AMG though, don't you, Cryptic? Normally, you used to like the AMG. Okay, mate. See you later. I definitely like the 650S, but they're pretty much identical for every track in terms of speed, the 488 and the 650. What league are you doing on it, Cryptic? Are you doing a league or anything? The AMG's fat. Well, on the PC around the Red Bull Ring, I didn't hit a perfect lap and I got a 29.5 with it. That's strange. The Ferrari's just, I just find it easy to drive. It's probably the easiest car in the game. It suits the way I drive though. It's the rear end will go, it's just really pointy, so you can get on the power really early. Whereas I find the Nissan's a bit more understeery. It's safe to drive the Nissan, but it just understeers a bit more. Some tracks it'll be alright, but I'd say tracks like Spa, you're not going to be as fast as a 488. Also, what other track would it struggle on? Probably Brands Hatch, it probably won't do too brilliant on either. I think I've tried it on Brands Hatch compared to the 650S, and it was like a second down on the 650. What league? Do you reckon Apex will do a league? I'm wondering if Apex might do a league on Assetto when they release the private lobbies. I might go into. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, the McLaren 650S is probably one of the fastest, but the Ferrari, I don't know. I just find it easy to drive for them. Just seems like you've got a lot of grip at the rear, especially just put it on the weakest traction control setting. 650S is easy to drive as well, to be honest, once you get back into the rhythm of it. Nissan for me is easy to drive, it's just not got the outright speed. Right, did I even do anything to set up then? I did change the brake bias, didn't I? And the aero. I wonder, it might be better just to go 1.8 with this car for aero, because the traction control off is just so much better than with it on for this track. I don't know why, it's just bogs down with the weakest setting. That might have had a little change on the way I was putting the power down as well, running that on 3. I found whenever I have that higher with this car, it just struggles with traction. Let's just try that. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and then I might have to shoot off now, and then I will possibly back on later. Not too sure yet. I might do some online races streaming, but I might not have the camera on. It might just be a case of streaming with the on the game. Yeah. Assetto Corsa on PC's got private lobbies, just a weird way you have to do it. I don't know how to do it yet. You have to go into the file or something, and it's just someone explained to me, but I didn't really get it. I'm not up on the PC stuff. Yeah, I've got a setup up for the Audi. I just haven't released it yet. I haven't got it fine. I've got it into a 29.9, but I just need to just get it down to a 29. It felt like it could do a 29.6, 29.7. Still off the Ferrari's pace. The 129.1 I did last night with that Ferrari, it was just rapid. I think I upped the tyre pressure slightly as well from the updated setup, just for qualifying. I wouldn't do it in the race, but for the qualifying it just gave a bit more speed. But it was definitely the fastest car. I was surprised it beat the Lamborghini, because I didn't think I'd be able to beat that 29.2 with the Ferrari, but I beat it by a tenth, and it was a tenth down what I had done in the first sector, and the middle sector was a bit off, so there was probably a 128.9 around the Red Bull Ring in that Ferrari, just miles ahead of the others. Oh, mate. Yeah, it wasn't the best driving, because I can't, but I find it hard to talk and drive at the same time. I'll have to do more streams and get more used to it, because it takes a bit of practice to I have to concentrate. It's like when I used to race with Cryptic, when I used to do a lot of F1 with Cryptic, and if I was talking on that, I'd just be driving off the track and crashing. I used to have to take the mic off all the time. It says there was a thing put on the forum not long ago saying it was out. It was going to be going into thingy, what do you call it, when Sony have to just QA it. So probably in the next few weeks, I'd have a guess within 2 weeks, probably. definitely say probably 2 weeks out, maybe, for the Porsche Volume 3. That's my guess. Yeah, I might do an online stream at some point. I need to start practicing some other tracks though, like this. I haven't been on this track in ages. Just getting back used to a track. I need to get out. I don't want to go online and get smoked by someone who's not very fast because I don't know a track. Just seems like at the moment on PS4, every lobby's just Red Bull Ring or Monza or Spa, and I can understand why they haven't changed with too many lobbies, because there's not the player count to like justify adding too many different tracks. When private lobbies come, it'll be decent. I just wish it would have been custom lobbies, so you could create your own public lobby, but it's not going to be that. It's just going to be a private lobby, I think. I'll probably do some private lobbies anyway, and invite some people in, but it'll be just like a first come first serve basis. Just do some different racing, different cars, and just have some fun on it. Anyway, I'm gonna have to shoot anyway, and then I'll probably be back on at some point. It might not be later, but I'll try. Yeah, I find that they did have it on at one point, didn't they? The GT3s at Imola. Sure, they did at one point, and then it just disappeared. I don't know why they did that. Strange. But anyway, guys, I'll be going now, and then I'll like I say, I'll try and get on later, maybe. I'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching.